Welcome to Radiant Spirits Rising with your host, Heather Lena. Heather explores how natural healing can support your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. She guides you on how to harness your inner power to overcome challenges, improve overall health, and strengthen your connection to your true self. Through grounding techniques, holistic remedies, and the transformative practice of energy balance, Heather offers practical insights to help you create harmony in mind, body, and spirit. So now, please welcome the host of Radiant Spirits Rising, Heather Lena.
Hey everyone, it's Heather Lena. How are you guys doing today? I am so excited for this show because I am going to be talking about a new section of my business that I'm going to be rolling out. And that section includes making a personal investment for yourself. So that is our theme for the day, is making a personal investment for yourself, and really kind of diving deeper into what do we mean by making a personal investment with yourself. So before we begin, I want to set our intention for this podcast. So I'm going to have everybody shut their eyes for me. Start taking a deep breath in and out. In and out. One more deep breath in and out. And then I want you to go in and focus on your heart space. And let's light that heart space up. Brighten it up. And we're going to set our intention today with the knowledge, feeling, and knowing of what it's like to be comfortable and at peace with putting our personal investments first, making ourselves a priority in all aspects of our lives. Knowing what it's like to be comfortable doing that. Take a deep breath in and out. And then we're going to move that energy with that intention into the heart chakra from the heart space, sending the energy up through your throat chakra, your third eye, and your crown, sending it down to your sacral, solar plexus, and root. I'm really letting that energy calm and peace, bring calm and peace to you. And once you have done that and you have taken another deep breath, when you're ready, go ahead and open up your eyes. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, don't forget, there is a call-in number down at the bottom of the screen. Call in, let's chat. I would love to hear your input, your questions, concerns about the topic that we're doing today, or honestly, any topic that we've covered in the last, can you believe I've been doing this for 11 podcasts? This is my 11th podcast. Yay! So I'd love to cover any of the things that we've already talked about today. But personal investment, what is a personal investment? And this theme came to me while I was looking at Facebook, actually, at the Facebook page of one of the Theta teachers that I have used. And I noticed that every time she shows that she's doing a class, she doesn't list it as a cost. She doesn't list it as a price. She lists it as a personal investment. So she is telling you, you are making a personal investment of this much towards you. And that actually resonated with me. And my spirit team was like, yes, as I move forward into the progression that we're going to talk about today, we need to first talk about personal investment and how important it is to look at where you're putting your personal investment, your time, your money, and your energy, right? So, what does that mean exactly? So, if you are putting your time and energy and money into yourself, think about that. What does that look like for you? Does investing in yourself mean that you do classes of things that you want to learn or enjoy? Does it mean that you buy a coffee at a coffee house every day at $5 or $10 a whack? Does it mean that you go out and you buy expensive designer clothes, designer bags, designer shoes? Does it mean that you go and you book, say, a trip somewhere that you've been wanting to go? Where do you put your personal investments? Where do you put that time, money, and energy? And then really look at how is that serving you? Think about it. How is that serving you? How is that cup of coffee serving you every day? How is that designer purse serving you every day? So I'm going to use the purse first as an example. So you spend, I'm going to use, we have a place here in Winslow that sells Coach purses. So I went there to see what the prices were. And actually, her prices were lower than what Flagstaff would be, or even Phoenix would be, right? So the lowest price she had on a Coach purse was $275. So you go and you buy a Coach purse for $275. And how does that serve you in a personal investment? Now, I'm not judging, and I'm not saying you shouldn't go buy a purse for $275 if it makes you happy. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is how does that work for a personal investment for you? Really think about that. For some people, it may be that it makes them feel happier, with better stature, or whatever. For me, I don't spend that much on a purse. A purse doesn't mean that much to me. Now, a couple months ago or a month ago, I had someone approach me and ask me to go to a concert at the Sphere in Las Vegas. And the Sphere is one of my bucket list items. And the person that we're going to go see, Kenny Chesney, is one of my favorite artists. I've seen him several times in concert. And I was like, oh, absolutely, right? But that is the first time I have ever paid over $300. I've invested a personal investment of $300 to fulfill a concert. But it's the Sphere, it's the experience, right? So for me, seeing concerts and traveling is a personal investment for me because it creates memories. I have a friend of mine who will constantly say, I buy memories, not things. So they don't buy a lot of material things, they buy memories. And for me, that kind of came to existence and fruition when I went on a cruise with my mother the year before she died. And I spent the money, time, and energy putting into that trip with her, which gave me huge memories, right? And absolutely great time. I enjoyed it, even though it was hard because she was older, took a lot of work on my part. But I made that personal investment of time, money, and energy. And what that did was that actually brought my relationship closer with my mom, number one. And it allowed me to not have guilt when she died about things that I should and shouldn't have done. So for me, that personal investment was worth every penny that was spent on it, time, money, and energy. So you can look at personal investments in two different ways. You can look at it as short term and you can look at it as long term. So a short term investment, personal investment, would be your cup of coffee each day, a designer purse, right? You could even lump a trip, and I would lump that more along a medium term, right? Where it gives you the memories that lasts, but the trip doesn't last forever. The cup of coffee, the short term, when you buy it, you drink it, and then it's gone for the day. And then tomorrow morning, you're like, oh, I need to go get another coffee. But really, again, is that coping or is that investment? So you go across that line, and remember, in one of my previous podcasts, we talked about coping mechanisms and what we do to cope with situations that are not working for us. So what I have found many times working with my clients is their short-term personal investments, such as coffee or shopping or whatever, or even with me, right, ultimately came down to coping skills and not so much as a long-term investment for myself. It was a way to give me a short-term happiness or to relieve my mind off of things that I was struggling to deal with at that time. So long-term personal investments. These would be things such as going to school, getting a degree. Though they would be things like learning a hobby that you've been wanting to learn and then maintaining that hobby, right? Spending the money to, say, learn piano, spending the money to go to school, or spending the money to help yourself move forward in the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual aspects of your life. And that's what we're going to be referring to today, okay, is how do you turn and go from making short-term investments that bring you short-term happiness to long-term investments that benefit you in the best way possible and the highest way, and without feeling like you can't afford it. And so we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to start that discussion. So I'll see you back in a minute.
Mike Zorek, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorek, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorek has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk on the BBM Global Network.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of the Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on the Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Welcome back to Radiant Spirits Rising with Heather Lena. Today we're talking about making a personal investment for yourself, one that will last you a lifetime, right? That's our theme for the day. So what is a personal investment? It is the act of dedicating your time, energy, and money to your growth. And money meaning resources, money, same thing. So it's to apply it to your growth and your well-being. And it's about choosing to prioritize yourself so that you can live a fulfilling, abundant, and profitable life that you deserve. And by profitable, what I mean by that is one where you don't have to struggle with physical ailments, one that you don't have to struggle with emotional ailments, one where you can love yourself and have self-worth and self-esteem. That's what we're talking about there, right? So investing in yourself creates stronger foundations for all of those areas that I just discussed. And I want you guys to remember what actually is money. And I believe I've said this before in prior podcasts, but if I haven't, here it is. Money is just energy that has been given a form and a value. It's just strictly energy that has been given a form and a value. Somebody decided that they were going to create this paper or these metal coins based off of a perceived value of, say, gold, which is what, it is based off of, right? They gave it each a value and said, okay, this is now valuable. So this $50 bill is now worth $50. That's all it is. But really, it's just energy. All you're doing is transferring energy. So when you look at it from the perspective of making a personal investment, of bringing in new energy and releasing old energy, is that sound as scary as saying, I'm going to pay you a certain amount of money in order to have this service done? And remember, everyone needs an equal energy balance transfer. So when you come and book a service with me, right, you are saying, I'm giving you I need an energy balance. So you're giving me this amount of energy and I am giving you this amount of energy back. So you are really receiving your value's worth or more than what you gave me, because you are spending it on yourself. So you may give me this energy balance of, let's say, 125, which is what my hourly session for soul integration work is. And I am giving you healing and growth back to you. But your value increases because once you receive that value and growth, it actually expands and it moves you forward. So in actuality, you have now increased the value of what you paid me. So we originally had an even energy balance, but once we completed that energy balance and you received this, it then pushed you forward and you just gained value on your investment. So it would be like if you put money into stocks. And literally, this just popped into my head and I just got full body chills. So I'm just going to run with this for the moment. So it's like investing in stocks, right? So you take this energy and you invest it into a stock. I'm going to use Carnival because I have Carnival stock. I paid about $16-ish for the Carnival stock last year. All right. So I did an even energy exchange with Carnival. I gave them money. They gave me back stocks. However, since the time I bought those stocks, the value of that stock has increased. So now my value of my investment has also increased. Now, while this again would be more of a medium or short term, because it could also decrease in value, I still at this point have received more. Healing is the same way. So when you invest in the healing for yourself, you are actually investing in something that's going to come back to you and work for you minimum tenfold and move you forward. So it actually increases your value. So you are getting more value and more bang for your buck by using it to for your personal investment, for your growth, healing, right? Physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, than you are by spending it short term with the cup of coffee every day. So why wouldn't you take the time to put a personal investment into something that is going to benefit you long term? Because once this healing has been done, it doesn't go away unless you force it away. So if you are working with it, it's something that lasts with you forever. And I'm going to tell you, and it progresses with you through future lives. So therefore, you really got a long-term investment on your money or on your energy that you're giving me or whoever it is that you're going to, right? So because of that, and I'm so excited, we're going to go into the new section of the Heather Lena brand that we're going to be implementing, which is going to be life coaching. So now, not only am I going to be offering healing sessions to help you heal, but I'm also going to be offering coaching sessions to help you move forward in your journey. So if you are uncomfortable saying, you know what, I don't need a therapist and I don't need a healer, but I could actually use some help with, we're going to say, grief or manifesting, right? And I could use a coach to help me do that. That is now a service that I am offering beginning in April. And because you're coming to me, I will be offering healing sessions, coaching sessions, or a combination of both. Because I'm already doing the healing and I'm adding the coaching, you can choose one or the other, or we can do a combination of both, which again really benefits the money that you are putting in. So if you are taking your short-term investments of money and energy and time, and you're not spending that, and you're turning around and collecting it and spending it on a longer-term investment, you're actually going to get more value and make more energy from that. Because if you're not sick all the time, if you have anxiety, and we work on your anxiety, and then you don't have that anxiety anymore, that is time and energy that you have been spending with the anxiety that you're not using anymore. So let's talk about what is the difference between life coaching and natural healing. So I'm first going to talk about what life coaching is. So it is a collaborative process that empowers you to create lasting change by identifying your goals, or what I say are steps, overcoming obstacles, and developing actionable steps to achieve success. It is not like traditional therapy. It can be used in conjunction with traditional therapy, just like healing can, or it can be a only focus type of a different type of self-help. That's the word I was looking for. That would move you forward, right? It will also work on limiting beliefs. It'll help you gain clarity. Let me see if I can say that 3 times fast. And help unlock your potential. It also helps with mindset, strategies, and habits. So what is the difference between coaching and healing? So coaching will help you define goals, strategies, and implement change to achieve results. It's about empowering you to take action and cultivating new habits for lasting success. Healing focuses on energetic, emotional, and physical balance to clear blockages and promote holistic well-being. So the energy healing, the meditation, Reiki, breath work, all of that falls under the healing, as well as the releasing of belief systems. So what would a combination of coaching and healing look like? So you come to a session, we're working on, let's say we're going to work on manifesting, okay? Because that is going to be one of the areas that I will be offering. So I'm going to ask you what your goals are, where you want to be, how comfortable you are in those goals. I'm going to have you go home and I'm going to have you do homework about what are the blocks that are causing you this? How can you release them? When you come back, we're going to see what steps you need to take. Now, if you want to go the healing route, we can do that. If you want to go the coaching route, then we're going to set actionable steps and goals to complete every single day or every single week that will allow you to move forward in your coaching progress and get you to where you need to be. Guys, I'm telling you, I am so excited about this new aspect of this. I have been doing, if you've been following me on Facebook, you've been seeing me talk about projects that I have been working on. And two of the I have three really huge projects that was working on. Now I have four. But I'm getting ready to finalize two of them, and they were completing the two courses that I needed to start this life coaching program. And as I've gone through these life coaching certifications, it resonates with me how much life coaching and healing go hand in hand, right? But I've also learned some new techniques through this process and learned some new things that I'm excited to work with clients on, including different like homework assignments that I'm able to use to help get down to the beliefs, to the roots, and all of the stuff. So, you know what? I'm excited. If you're excited for this, put comments, put I'm excited, put yay, coach, put something in the comments for me. Because I am going to be starting to take a waiting list for clients for my coaching at the end of this podcast today. And you don't want to miss out. There's going to be there'll be single personal sessions, and there's also going to be group sessions where, as a group, we talk about all the same things and we get all on the same page and we are able to ask questions and listen to what people have done, what they haven't done. Because even though I go through these classes, people always have as good of ideas or better ideas than I do. And I am like, I'm going to take that, just like the whole personal investment thing that I saw on Facebook, right? So putting these two together is going to make it even more powerful than they are singly. And they're going to create a beautiful synergy of transformation. So think about it. Which would you like to do? Coaching, healing, both? I'm so excited, guys. I am so excited. So when we come back, we're going to talk a few minutes about some of the courses that I'm going to be offering, and I'll be back in just a minute.
Dr. RC will share extraordinary resources and services that promote educational success, as well as making a difference in the lives of all social workers, as well as the lives of children, adolescents, and teens of today. She will have open discussions addressing many of the issues that we face about our youth and how being employed in the uniquely skilled profession of social work for over 18 years has taught invaluable lessons through her personal experiences. She will also provide real-life facts, examples, and personal stories that will confirm that why serving as a child advocate is extremely beneficial when addressing the needs of the whole child. Listen live to Dare to Soar, Saturdays, 10 a.m. Eastern on the BBM Global Network, and tune in radio as Dr. RC will provide thought-provoking information that will empower, encourage, and strengthen students, families, and communities across our nation. You can also visit her at soarwithkatie.com. Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. Listen to John Hawkins' My Strategy, Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern on the BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio.
Welcome back to Radiant Spirits Rising with Heather Lena. Today, we are talking about investing in yourself, making a personal investment. And prior to the break, I announced that I am adding coaching to my services under the Heather Lena brand, and I am so excited about this. So let's talk about why a personal investment in healing or coaching would be beneficial for you. So earlier we talked about where are you putting your personal investments. So if you're making short-term investments of $5 a day for coffee, and actually it's probably more than that. I don't drink coffee, so I don't go to like coffee houses, but I know when I buy them from my friend, they're more like 7 to 10. If you look at paying $5 a day for a coffee at a coffee house, that is $150 a month for a short-term investment. So where is that energy going? So you give it to the company, and the company takes that energy, and you don't see any other investment from that. You are pouring money into, or energy into, someone else. You have an unenergy even balance, because even though you're getting that cup of coffee, there is just a short-term enjoyment with that before it's gone. And then you need to respend the money to get that enjoyment again. So when you turn around and spend the energy on your personal growth, on your own personal person, right? You are actually not neglecting yourself. Short-term energy can neglect yourself. While it feels like it's actually giving you what you need, it's actually not, and it's actually neglecting you. So I have people tell me all the time, I'd love to come work with you, but I don't have the funds. And, again, you're just transferring energy. So what do you need to do? What change do you need to make on a short-term investment that you're making that you could in turn into a long-term investment that will give you added value when you are done with it? Think about that. Where can you cut short-term investments and apply them into the long-term investment of yourself? Something that will last and carry forward through this life, through next lives. When we do work, if you have children, it can carry down to your children. It works. I swear to God, it works. So where can you find that? Where can you find that energy? How do you bring that energy in? Instead of looking about how you bring the money in, how do you bring that energy in? I'm actually giving you I'm actually giving you information about manifesting today, is what I'm doing, right? Because ultimately that's what you're doing when you manifest, right? But how do you bring this in? How do you bring this in so that you are able to do this personal investment with added value to yourself? So let's talk about what the coaching program is going to entail. So I am looking at several different courses. I'm going to start with 1 or 2 in April, and then they will expand. So as I go through these, everybody, you know what? Send me a comment, send me an email, put coach, and then list what you want to see for coaching. If what I go through now isn't what you need, send me an email that says coach and tell me what you need, because I am glad and happy to add whatever is needed. Now, again, some of these will be one-on-one sessions. Some of these will be group sessions. These can be done in person or online. So just like all my other services, you do not have to be in Winslow in order to receive these services. Because I will, if I'm doing a group that has online, they will probably all be online. If I'm doing one-on-one, they can be online or they can be in person. So it doesn't matter what you're looking for, because I guarantee you, say it, because somebody else is looking at it too. They just haven't said anything yet. So let's talk about grief coaching. Grief coaching, guys. If you don't want to go to therapy and you don't feel like you need to be healed, but you're struggling with grief, then come see me. Let's do some coaching work. Let's work through that in a safe and compassionate environment so that you can process this loss. And it doesn't matter what the grief is. We don't suffer just grief from somebody dying. We suffer grief from many things: loss of a friendship, loss of a long-term relationship or short-term relationship, loss of a job, loss of self. How many times have you had something happen and you feel like you are grieving yourself? Okay. Coaching will help you do that. Coaching will help you get through that. So if that interests you, comment coach grief in the comments or send me an email, right? Menopause, guys. So this is one of the courses that I'm on my last chapter, guys. I'm almost there. And let me tell you, this has been a struggle for me only because reading a lot of this, what I consider dry material, requires me to have to go back and read it like one or two times. But this course is one of the ones that I have learned a lot. And it was interesting to see how much healing and this course and life coaching go together. So I'm going to be offering menopause, perimenopause, and postmenopause coaching for everyone who wants to see what it's like. And that includes if you have a significant other that that is struggling to understand about menopause. Okay? When you're doing these coaching sessions, if your significant other is like, I just don't understand, he's more than welcome to come to this coaching session where we talk and discuss all of these things that you may be going through and your body may be going through as we move forward through this natural process of menopause. So if this is a course that interests you, comment coach menopause. All right. So we're going to talk about emotional, physical, and spiritual shifts that occur during this process. And honestly, guys, I have gotten a lot out of this course for myself personally. And I am so excited to bring it to you guys. Spiritual coaching. So this is going to include coaching you on your spiritual journey. Okay. It doesn't just include any spiritual gifts that you have. This coaching is going to include helping you move forward through your spiritual process, releasing any old beliefs, working on goals to shift into your spiritual self, to move forward into the spiritual self, having a safe place to be able to converse and have questions answered about your spiritual journey that you may have, right? Because I have people come to me and the first thing I tell them is you are not crazy. Because they feel they are crazy, but they are not crazy. And you're not crazy either. So if you're needing coaching and guidance on your spiritual journey, this is the place to go. Okay. This one will probably be offered as group and individual. Just the menopause will probably be group and individual. The grief coaching, I'm not sure yet. That one isn't going to be done right away. But if you're needing it, get a hold of me. I will start it sooner. Okay. But groups are a great way. Group coaching is a great way to meet like-minded people that are on the same path that you are, that are on the same level that you are, and knowing and understanding that where you are, that they are either are or were in the same place and can help support you. And so coaching for me is going to be very exciting because it's going to give me the opportunity to build on my transformational community that I have now, which is giving people support, giving people a way and other people surrounding them to allow them to know that they are not alone. A balanced you. So this one is going to work on aspects of you. So nutrition, weight, self-esteem, self-worth, self-confidence, building healthy lifestyles. Now this one, let me be perfectly clear to you. A balanced you does not mean that we are going to take all the weight off of you. Let me repeat that. Okay. A balanced you does not mean that I'm going to sit here and tell you everything you need to do in order to take weight off of you. What I am going to do is I'm going to help guide you in different aspects of helping you become a healthier, balanced you. And by doing that, as we work on these, there is a highly likely that you will become more balanced and therefore more healthy, and some of that weight may come off. Okay. But I'm not offering a weight loss solution. What I'm offering to you is a balanced you, a way for you to love yourself, to have self-worth, self-confidence, no matter what your body type is, no matter what you look like, you can still love yourself and be okay with it. And that's where this one is going. That's where this is going to be. I'm going to be offering manifestation and abundance. This one will be a group course. It will be done online. Okay. Manifestation and abundance is going to be one of the first ones that I roll out. And it will be online, 4-week courses at a time. And I have not sat down for the pricing structure of the group yet. But you know what? If you want to learn how to bring in manifestation and abundance, this is the course for you. Okay. Because we're going to get insights. We're going to be supportive. We're going to be talking about how you're speaking, what you're doing, all of that. This is going to be an excellent group course for all of us to move forward in our manifestation and abundance journey. Because you know what? I know we all have it. I know we're all dealing with it. And I know we all want to do it. So healing and growth classes. So these are going to be mindfulness classes, emotional release techniques. They will probably include some type of meditation. This one is going to be not right away. It's not one of the first 2 or 3 that I'm going to roll out. However, it is still going to be an exceptional class and can be done in person if you want single sessions, or it can be done in a group. So I'm excited. Who's excited? Raise your hand if you're excited. Raise your hand if this sounds like something that you want to put your value and your energy into. I know I do. I have been putting my energy and time and money into this, and I am excited to roll this out and have you all join me in this journey. So when we come back, we're going to finalize this and we'll be done for the day. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Mike Zorek, a 3-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a 6-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2 thirds, and 2 fourths. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorek, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorek has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk on the BBM Global Network.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of The Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on The Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Welcome back to Heather Lena, Radiant Spirits Rising. So today we are talking about making a personal investment for yourself and my new coaching program. So what do you expect from each course that I'm going to be offering? It's going to include personal guidance and actionable strategies to help you in your unique journey. So even the group sessions are going to help you move forward in your unique journey. Tools and exercises designed to break through limiting beliefs and old patterns. So, yeah. And then supportive community space. I talked about the groups and how important they are, where you can connect, share, and feel supported. Practical resources for daily integration to ensure your progress continues long after the course ends. So, you know what? Type in the chat, coach, if you're interested in what I'm talking about today. Let me see those. Let me see that. All right, let's go ahead and go to my slides, please. All right, so our affirmation for this week happened to be, today I choose to know my potential is unlimited. And as we go through our journey, right, of investing in ourselves, we have to remember that investing in ourselves allows us to remember that our potential is unlimited. Our potential is unlimited. We are not restricted at all based off of where we're at, what we feel, what we believe. What you are restricted by is where you are at in your healing journey and whether or not you are making the personal investment to help yourself move forward. Next slide. All right. So I am service spotlighting my client session this week. So my new client session is a 30-minute free session where we talk about your journey and how we get you to a healthier, more balanced life. So we explore what you need, what your goals are, what you're seeking through either life coaching or the natural healing practices, or as I talked about earlier, a combination of both. And so this literally is a Zoom session. I do not do new client sessions in person. I do them via Zoom. We will sit, we will talk, we will come up with a plan. We talk about what you're needing, how you're feeling, where you're at, and then we create a plan on what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. And so now that I'm adding the life coaching to this gives you an added benefit and an added way to build to your journey. Next slide. So this weekend on Friday and Saturday, if you are in Winslow, Arizona, or if you are around Winslow, Arizona, I will be at the Winslow Psychic Fair that is at the Winslow Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center. So this week I am offering my psychic fair rate, which is $40 per half hour, which means $20 for 15 minutes. So if you are in Winslow, I still have 6 or 7 slots available for this special rate. So if you are in Winslow and you want this special rate, you need to get a hold of me or go to the link that's on here or scan the QR code and book your session for $40 for half an hour. If you are not in Winslow and you are interested in this special, you can do the same thing, but you need to book the session between March 19th and March 23rd. Okay. And I will honor the $40 for half hour rate. Guys, this is over 20% off my normal rate. My normal rate for a half an hour is $66. So make that personal investment. Come book this session for $40. Let's start your journey process. I guarantee you are not going to regret it, and you will not see this rate again at least for another 6 months. So don't miss it. Book it now. Spots are limited, guys. Get it while you can. Next slide. So, guys, guess what? I have an ebook. Did you know that? No, nobody probably knows that except for me and my business coach. So, I am wanting to give you my ebook for free. What do you need to do to get that for free? You don't have to buy anything. You just need to scan the QR code or go to heatherlena.com/ebook and enter the required information. So your name, your email address, your phone number, and click the little square that you understand that you're subscribing to a service. hit enter, and you will receive, as soon as you do that, my ebook, Awaken Your Light, a holistic guide to healing, empowerment, and self-discovery. You know what, everyone? This is a $25 value that I am giving you for free. And all I ask in return is that you subscribe to my email service, because I will be starting my email service more than once every so often. This is a goal of mine. And so please help support my small business and me, and go subscribe to that and receive that free gift today. And if you have already subscribed, email me. I will verify it and send the book to you. Next slide. My transformational community, guys, it's shifting because I am adding the life coaching to my brand and my services. This community is shifting with that shift. So there will be 2 other tiers added, and the services on this are going to be modified. So if you book this and get on this for 6 months for $30 a month, you'll actually get it through December of 2025, because when you renew it, you will actually be allowed to renew it at the same price of $30. Guys, this is normally like a $125 value that you would be getting for $30 a month. You know what? You get card pulls, personal card pulls, crystal card pulls, message card pulls. It is a great value. Don't miss it. Don't wait for it to go up in value. This is another way to make a personal investment. Go up and sign today. Use the QR code or go to patreon.com, see Healing with Heather Lena. Next slide. So last week I issued a challenge, and only two people took me up on that challenge. And so you know what? Both of those people got rewarded with a daily crystal bag. So congratulations to Teresa Van Hermert. I know I'm probably butchering your name, Teresa, and I apologize. And Denda Chambers. Thank you for taking the time to speak to your inner child and looking at those insights. I'm so excited to be gifting you this gift. Next slide. Don't forget, if you're not watching me on my YouTube channel live, then why aren't you watching me on my YouTube channel live? You can always stream my podcast on other things such as Spotify, or go to my YouTube channel at Healing with Heather Lena /streams, or click the QR code to find it. Next slide. You want to contact me? You know what, guys? Tell me what you want to see in this coaching. Tell me what you want to see. Email me at healingwithheatherlena@gmail.com. For inquiries, including booking and purchasing merchandise, go to heatherlena.com or contact@heatherlena.com. And don't forget, go follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Healing with Heather Lena. Next slide. So as we close out this podcast, I want you to remember, investing in yourself is not a luxury. It is a necessity. Look at your short-term investments, everybody. Figure out where you can modify and start making these long-term investments in yourself. It is a necessity, and you will not regret it. And you will gain so much value from the energy that you put out for this. You're going to get that in return. So with that being said, my time's up for this week. I look forward to seeing you guys next week on Radiant Spirits Rising with Heather Lena. Be safe. Have a good week. Bye, everybody.
This has been Radiant Spirits Rising with your host, Heather Lena. Tune in each week as we step into the world of natural healing and discover the radiant spirit within you. Tuesdays, 3 p.m. Eastern on the Bold Brave TV network, powered by B2 Studios. Start your journey toward balance and renewal.